Welcome in to the TV47 High School Game of the Week. We are at Legion Stadium live for B.B. Comer and team from over in New Site, Alabama. And, of course, B.B. Comer and Horseshoe Bend getting together tonight. I'm joined by Jimmy Toots Holmes, a graduate of B.B. Comer back in the day. And Toots, B.B. Comer, more players this year than last year. Welcome.
Well, Jim, they do have. I talked to Coach Battles as I was making my way up to the press box, and he said a lot of them, what you see, are 7th and 8th graders. They're real young. I think they have 4 seniors on their football team. But it's good to see numbers from B.B. Comer. Again, they're mighty young, and Coach Battles is really optimistic about the kids who are down in the on the junior varsity level. He says they're going to be something good in maybe 2 or 3 more years.
Well, this is what they call a 0 game. It doesn't count against the 1-loss record as far as a region or anything like that. And this is what Coach Battles and his club needs is to get the kinks worked out.
Well, Jim, both these schools, you know, they're tired of beating on one another all through the fall camp. I know Horseshoe Bend down at Jackson Gap, Alabama, I believe their head coach, Josh Averett. These kids ready to get it on with some competition other than somebody on their own football team. And it's good for both these schools, and it'll give the both head coaches a little look at what these football teams will be.
You know, B.B. Comer last year, if you remember back, they were in a lot of their games at halftime.
Yep.
They just ran out of numbers and got some folks hurt and that kind of thing. And when you get people hurt and you've got low numbers anyway, that's a problem.
Well, I know that the last game they played against the Federal Wolves, they finished the season with 15 kids that was actually suited up and could play high school football. That just won't get it done.
Well, you start with quarterback Justin Holmes, who is a veteran of this team, and Jason McMillan as well. So you got a couple of guys on that offensive side of the football that can make plays.
Well, they've played, I know Justin Holmes been playing for 2 or 3 years now. And if there's a such thing as an experienced player for B.B. Comer, it would be number 3, quarterback Justin Holmes.
TV47's Game of the Week brought to you in part by Coosa Valley Medical Center, also Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the Allen Companies, State Representative Ron Johnson, Town & Country Cleaners, Fort Williams Pharmacy, Wright Tire and Service, Collier Motors, and Marble City Pharmacy, along with Shoot First Media and your local ALS Foundation and the B.B. Comer Alumni Association, and by Dixie Drug Company. Dixie Drug presents this pregame, or actually they will present the starting lineups in just a couple of moments. Our pregame brought to you by Miller Lumber Company, and Greg and the folks over there are always so gracious to help us bring you high school football. And Miller Lumber Company, our pregame sponsor here tonight on WOIL. So it's first time in history that we've done live television football in this area, and we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't know who's more nervous, those kids playing or me. A lot of times, you know, it's one of these deals where I think it's a great thing for the city of Sylacauga. I know we're going to do both B.B. Comer and Sylacauga live, and I just think that's a good thing for the community of Sylacauga and especially a lot of the sick and shut-in people who can't view or can't come to this football game. They can actually sit on their couch or in their lounge, and then they can watch this football game live as it unfolds.
Absolutely right. Hey, we caught up with Coach Mike Battles of B.B. Comer earlier, and we'll have his conversation right after we take this time out. You're watching high school football live on TV47 and the Alabama Cable Network. The Alabama ALS Walk is coming to Birmingham Saturday, October the 28th. Sign up at 10, the walk at 11. Purchase your Team Raising Cane t-shirts honoring Christy Kane, former educator at Sylacauga High School. Fundraising helps buy equipment for people diagnosed with ALS. Text your order for Raising Cane ALS t-shirts to Randy Kane 256-521-4002. Let's help Team Raising Cane help honor Christy's memory today. Thank you.
Do you need photo or video services for a special event? Shoot First Media does that. Need promotional materials for your product or instructional videos for your industry? Shoot First Media does that too. Need help editing and reproducing your own photos or videos? Or how about transferring those old home movies from tape or film? You guessed it, Shoot First Media does that. For these and many other services, call Shoot First Media today at 256 404-1587.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by today and see us. Marble City Pharmacy, where your health comes first.
I stopped. I used to get there.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. And Coach Battle and I were just talking about Horseshoe Bend, which is the opponent tomorrow night in the 0 game over at Legion Stadium. 48 years, man? How do you keep your age like this? 48 years coaching.
Well, if you like what you do, I mean, I really enjoy. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing this time. I'm one of them guys. I just never found out what to do after you. I'm not ready to retire. Somebody might retire me, but I'm not ready right now. I'm not going to do it on my own. And so,
let's face it, a lot of folks been in this game as long as you, and there ain't many of them, but, you got to have zeal, you got to have excitement and looking forward to going to the job every day.
Well, I get excited. I like Monday through Thursday. Friday nights are not real. Friday nights are a different animal. You got to get out there and you got to go with the flow. But I like going out and practice, and I get out there, get excited. I still get excited, maybe too excited sometimes. But it's still there, so as long as it's there, I'm going to continue to do it until somebody takes my whistle.
Coach Mike Battle, the head football coach and athletic director over at B.B. Comer High School, and the Tigers getting set for their 0 game, the opener against Horseshoe Bend tomorrow night at the stadium. Much different this year than last year when you were playing 11 against coaches or whoever, but different this year.
Well, we've got, we had a good spring. We were able to get out there and do some 11 on 11 in the spring, and it helped us out when it showed in the spring game. We were, we knew where the people were and that kind of stuff. Because last year we'd go into Friday to play a ball game and never have any contact during the week. I mean, we just did. And the only thing our kids saw was when we were on defense, we got to see what the formation looked like and use a hose. And if we was on offense, then we just sort of knew that's where they were supposed to be. But now we got a good picture in spring, had a good spring. Our summer wasn't all that great, but a lot of it to do with weather and with the way the summer was set up. It just seemed that every time you got something going, then we had a break or couldn't work, or because they had we had to go down to the sports week, or you had the 4th of July, and everything just didn't fit. Didn't fit real good in the summer. But then we came back, and then we've had some pretty good practices these last weeks, and we're getting a little better, and the kids just seem to understand what we're doing.
You're close to 300 wins in your career. You been a part of winning a lot of football games and state championships, and this B.B. Comer team has been a new work for you as far as numbers are concerned. Numbers are up this year. What about fall camp here at B.B. Comer?
Well, like I said, we've gotten out there. We're 7 through 12. We've got 42 football players, 7 through 12. We've got 24 that'll be designated as junior high and all that. We probably won't carry any 7th graders with us on the varsity. We'll carry a few 8th graders, just a couple. But we do have some 9th graders who are going to play, and so we'll probably on Friday nights when we start the season, we'll probably dress out around 28 to 30 kids, but that'll be 9 through 12. We've got 6 seniors. Of those 6, 3 of them are they're veterans. They've been out there the whole time, and then we've got a couple that have come out and have done a good job. And so, what we're looking for is just to get a good mix in there, and then we're working. We've got a lot of kids that we've been able to do this with. Playing. Trying to build depth. Now we don't have a lot of depth at some positions. If we get an injury at some positions, I mean, it's next man up. We're going to send somebody out there and they go to work. And our kids, we tell them, I know it sounds rough, but this is what things are. If you get hit and it's hurting and all, you're hurt, you got to play. If you're injured, we're going to come and get you. But they're going to go out there. You know, our kids know there's nobody over there. There's nobody on that sideline. If he could, he'd be out there playing.
Yeah.
So,
you know, you mentioned those 3 kids that have been through the rigors, a handful of them or so, and you know, hats off to them. You know, it's been some challenges for them, but they've stayed with the course.
And they're pretty good football players. You know, they've had good. You know, and I think they'll have a good year this year. And you know, we're looking to them for leadership and get out there and show us what to do. And so far, you know, we can't tell till we get to a ball game because we don't have a real good matchup. You know, when we've got our starting offense there, they look great. We've got a starting defense, they look great, but they're not playing the kind of people that we're going to play on Friday night. So we have to take that into consideration. But we are, I think our kids, you know, based on the spring, we went out there in the spring. I think our starters, they did exactly what we wanted to. They were up 20-0 before we called them off and let them get out, you know, get off the field. And then this summer we've had a lot of 11-on-11, and it's been good for us. And then we've been able to get out there and get some work done at practice and all that. And I think things are going to, we'll find out. Horseshoe Bend, they've got a bunch of seniors this year. They look good in the spring.
They play pretty good football down in that part of the state.
And we're looking, you know, it'll be good for us. The great thing about our kids, all of our, especially our 18 or 19 sophomores, juniors, seniors, they pretty much know that if they put a helmet on, they're going to play. I mean, we don't carry anybody on that bus that's not valuable. Everybody's got to go.
Talk about some of the young men that you're looking to this year for leadership and to possibly have a breakout year.
Justin Holmes, number one, he's worked hard and he really wants to do well. He's going to be our starting quarterback. He's really picking up. He's just got it's a lot to learn in 1 year. He
played a lot last year.
But he played. But he didn't play the quarterback position. This is a whole new shooting match. Now, he came on in the spring, did a good job this summer, and we're looking forward to him getting there. Deion Gaddis. Deion's our returning. He's been on our offensive line since I've got there, and he's been with us, and we expect him to lead them offensive line, get up there and not make mistakes and do the blocking and all. And like I said, they've done a good job in the spring and in 11-on-11. We've got Cody Ogle, and Cody's played for us 3 years. 2 of the years he's had season-ending injuries. Got Brooks' collarbone twice, and didn't get to play. He's back out there this year where a lot of kids wouldn't be out there. Cody's out there and revved up and ready to go. He's got a lot of things that he can do for us. He's stays fired up, wired up at practice and out there, and he can punt the ball. He can just do a lot for us. And a lot of our kids are like that. Most of our kids, they're football players. They're not offensive linemen. They might be called to do anything. There's no telling where they'll end up on Friday night and most of them have worked at a different. All of our defensive backs, they can play safety or corner. All of our down linemen, we rotate them in and out, and they can play either tackle or nose guard. Our linebackers, they have to move around. We just get offensively. You could go in there. We have centers playing tackles playing guards, whatever it takes to get 11 out there on that field.
Coach Mike Battle, head football coach and athletic director at BB Comer, our guest this morning. This 0 game tomorrow night. What does this mean? Well,
the way we're going to do it is the first 3 quarters are going to be it's going to be a ball game. They want to get some work done. We want to get some work done. That last quarter, we're going to get the guys that hadn't been in the ball game. We're going to let them play, and there may be coaches on the field because some of these guys won't know exactly what's going on. But we're going to try to get all the kids involved in the game that last quarter and let them all play. But the first 3 quarters we'll use that to find out where we're at offensively, defensively, and who can do this, and what about our kids that we're subbing in? Can they get out there and do the job on Friday night? Because our schedule, even Horseshoe Bend, as tough as they are and are going to be, our schedule is going to get tougher immediately and for the rest of the year.
Can this Tiger team in 2017 compete for a playoff spot?
Last year, as bad as we were in 5 ball games, we were ahead in the third quarter or at halftime and couldn't hold it. You know, and they kept playing, finally won our last ball game, but there were a lot of ball games that we were close in, and then our injuries took us out of the Southside Selma. We lost our quarterback, our defensive back, our linebacker, all the injuries, and then the next week we go and we play, and we have a quarterback and we moved him, and then he gets a concussion. Well, then he's out for 2 weeks. Well, we didn't have a second team quarterback. We certainly don't have a third team quarterback. So then we have to go from there. And so it'll depend on if we can stay healthy and our kids keep progressing like they have, then I think that we can play with the people, because even as bad as our injury situation was last year, our kids got out there and fought the whole, you know, we can fight with people, we get out there and play them, but we just don't have enough to. They find something on film or in the ball game, and then they come and get it.
Offensively, B.B. Comer running the type offense they ran last year?
Well, we're running a little bit more spread. We are spreading the thing out and getting it out there and getting where we've got a few more people. We've got more skilled people than we do linemen, which is unusual for us, but anyway, we do. And so we're going to have our linemen are at a premium, our skilled people. We've got guys that we think we can play in there at different positions on offense and defense and do well and fight. And they can, we could stand, we don't want any injuries, but if somebody were to get hurt and have to come off the field, then we could put somebody out there that can do the job.
Defensively, I remember last year, I mean, your defensive backs and corners and safety, they were one-on-one. I mean, they were on an island.
We play one-on-one, but we're not going to be on them islands anymore. We've changed a little bit on defense so that we can at least be looking at them, and so we're going to see how it works. You know, right now we've worked all summer on doing the same thing that we're doing right here, and the kids, they know what to do, and that's a big thing. If they understand what we're doing, then we can do it. A
couple of injuries that have kind of crimped your style just a little bit?
Well, we had Michael Cherry. Michael played offensive line for us in the spring, got an ACL injury in the ball game, and he's out for the season. And then Ward Rush. Ward is a utility player. Ward can do it. He played backup quarterback. He could snap the ball, played on the offensive line, linebacker, defensive line, and now just all around that. Tore his hamstring, pulled his hamstring, then tore his hamstring, and then had to have surgery. And so he's out for the season. And, we miss him because he was one of those. He's one of them kind of glue players. You know, you put him in wherever you need him, and then he understands the game of football. So
kicking game and special teams.
Special teams, we're in pretty good shape there. We don't have. We're probably not going to be putting them in the end zone and all that, but we do have kickers that are coming around. They're getting better with the kicking. Our punting game, we think, is going to be solid as long as Cody stays healthy, and we don't expect any trouble out of our special teams. You know.
You're close to 300 wins. What does that mean to you professionally?
Well, it'd be, I'd like to, it's a goal. I mean, I like to, but, regardless, what I'd like to do is, B.B. Comer, is us get back on stable ground, get a grip, and be able to go out there and fight every Friday night. If we can do that, then, hey, I can live with it. Let me tell you something, I've been part of teams that's won ball games and not been real happy about it. And I've been some that fought like everything, and then we still lost. But they did everything that they could do to win a ball game. And I'm just as proud of them as I am any of them. I still remember a lot of those guys that played on teams that weren't the best. And we had a lot of teams that were real good that didn't live up to potential. And so, it breaks out and it's even. You pass everybody, going down on as you did on your way up. So there it is.
Coach Mike Battle, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer High School. The Tigers in a 0 game tomorrow night against Horseshoe Bend. And we'll be there to cover that game for you here on WOIL. Coach, thanks for being with us.
Hey, look, I appreciate it.
All right, man. See you next time. Star Student of the Month coming up next.
Some things change and some things don't. From the beginning, Wright Tire and Service has been all about quality products and first-class service. From great tires at a super price to the expert car service that you want for your family. Oil changes, front-end alignment, brake work, and much more. You can count on our experienced professionals to give you quality work at a fair price. Tires and a whole lot more at Wright Tire and Service on West Fort Williams, next to Robo Motors.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Silicaga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center. The Allen Companies of Silicaga, with 3 locations to serve you: Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. For all your convenience store needs, ice, drinks, snacks, and of course, some of the lowest priced gasoline at the pumps. It's the Allen Companies of Silicaga. Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. It's the Allen Company convenience stores. At Fort Williams Pharmacy, you won't find motor oil, garden hoses, or mountain climbing gear. No, they don't have that. What they do have is a professional, friendly staff that understands your needs. Filling prescriptions is their primary business, and they take it seriously. They also have a drive-through window for your convenience and free local delivery. Most of all, Fort Williams Pharmacy knows your time is valuable, so when it's time to fill your prescriptions, you need it done fast, friendly, and accurately. Fort Williams Pharmacy, our family, caring for your family. Pretty good shot of the Tiger. Toots, they probably hot in that outfit, though,
well,
wouldn't you think?
I'm going to tell you, if she's not, she ought to be, because it is a very warm and humid night here at Legion Stadium in Silicaga, Alabama. And again, Jim, this is a tradition that's been going on for a long time over at B.B. Comer with the cheerleaders. And they always pick them a very lively, active young lady or young gentleman who will be their mascot, and he does a super, super job for B.B. Comer.
The B.B. Comer marching sound of gold making their way into the stadium. And while we've got a minute, Toots, you can go over the starting lineup if you don't mind for both teams.
Sure, okay. And we want to thank Mr. Ray McDermott and all the fine folks over at Dixie Drug Store for bringing you the starting lineups here on TV 47. First, for the Generals from over at Jackson Gap, Alabama, the starting lineups are so: quarterback number 15, Cade Worthy. At a running back, number 23, Trace Meadows. At a wide receiver, number 5, Hurd. At a wide receiver, number 8, Shivers. At number 10, a wide receiver is Luke Yarborough. At a wide receiver, number 13 is Robinson, Levante Robinson. At left tackle, number 71 is Jaden McKelvey. At left guard, number 55, Matt Wilson. And at center, in the middle of everything, is number 55, Matt Wilson. On the right side is number 58, Dakota Blythe. And at right tackle, number 75, Evan Bentley. Those are your probable starting lineups for the Generals of Horseshoe Bend, coached by Josh Averett. Now the probable starting lineups for the B.B. Comer Tigers. At quarterback, number 3, Justin Holmes. At a running back, number 2, Jason McMillan. At a receiver, number 1, Tamar King. At a receiver, number 21, Cody Ogle. At a tight end, number 4, Brian Bradford. At a tight end, number 14, Julius McCain. In the offensive line, number 54, Dion Gaddis. Number 78, Zach Mitchell. And number 74, Kobe McCain. Number 53, Jared Horton. And number 77, Hunter Harris. And your punter for B.B. Comer is number 21, Cody Ogle. And the place kicker is number 3, Justin Holmes. Again, those are your probable starting lineups, both for B.B. Comer and the Generals from over at Horseshoe Bend. Of course, B.B. Comer is coached by Mike Battles, a graduate of Silicaga High School, and this is about his 3rd year to be over at B.B. Comer, so everybody in Silicaga is glad to have Mike back home.
48 years he's been coaching. That's a long time.
Yes, it is.
And he's very, just a few games short of his 300th win.
Yep.
So we look forward to when that is accomplished. Hey, the B.B. Comer Alumni Association, proud supporters of B.B. Comer Tiger football and academics, they have a membership drive that's going to begin September the 1st through November the 1st, $25 per person, $40 per couple. And then the October 6th homecoming is going to take place here at the stadium, and they're encouraging all alumni to meet at the school at 2 o'clock on that day for the pep rally. Tailgating starts at 4:30 at the stadium at B.B. Comer's Field House here at the stadium. They're encouraging all former band members, majorettes, flag carriers, and color guard to be a part of it, and also be a part of the alumni band that performs at halftime. All that homecoming coming up on October the 6th. All former cheerleaders are urged to come out and cheer the Tigers on. And this year, they want to recognize all former football players. And they're encouraging all the former players to come out and be recognized at halftime. And, you know, the B.B. Comer Alumni Association, they distribute scholarships to both B.B. Comer and Sylacauga every year.
Yeah, I know I've talked to Biddy Burton, Randy Kane, Diane Burton, and they do an outstanding job with the program there at B.B. Comer, Jim. And it's good that they, not only for B.B. Comer, it's great for them, but it's also, they're not really showing really partiality just to B.B. Comer. They contribute their funds over to the Sylacauga High School athletic program too.
The B.B. Comer Tigers in the north end zone, about to make their way in as the captains meet at midfield for the coin toss. And this game is going to be played like most regular season games except the fourth quarter, and you'll see some maybe on-field coaching going on. But Toots, you got B.B. Comer's captains out at midfield right now.
Yes, I do. Number 54, Dion Gaddis. He's one of the big offensive linemen for B.B. Comer. Number 21, Cody Ogle. And number 3, Justin Holmes. Those are your captains for B.B. Comer.
One of the captains for the Generals is number 71, Jaden McKelvey. Another captain, I'm trying to catch those as we go. Number 15 is one of the captains, Cade Worthy. He's a quarterback.
I want to say that's 21, Jim. I could be wrong, but I think it is.
B.B. Comer will get the football to begin with, and Horseshoe Bend will kick from the south. B.B. Comer will receive from the north. And we're just about ready to go for the start of high school football here on TV 47 of the Alabama Cable Network. We appreciate you joining us as we're live here at Legion Stadium tonight for the first game in our history of live high school football on television in this particular area. So we're happy about that. And don't forget, coming up after the game at 10:30, it'll be the Pigskin Roundup. And we'll have all the local scores for you and highlights from around the area as well.
Jim, that was number 23. That was one of the captains. Trace Meadows was the other captain for the Generals from over at Horseshoe Bend.
You talked about Mike Battles. Coach Battles has been coaching almost 50 years, and I asked him about does he get as excited as he once did, and he said, yeah. He said, I love the Mondays through the Thursdays. He said the Fridays is kind of helter-skelter sometimes.
Yes.
But,
He's just a gentleman in every sense of the word, Jim. I've known Mike for many, many years. Played ball against him while he was over here playing for Tom Calvin, and just a great athlete. He went on over to Mississippi Southern, had an outstanding career over there with Mississippi Southern, and just had a great career over there. And he's, again, just a gentleman in every sense of the word. Many people know who I am, but when I come in the stadium tonight, the first one to grab me and give me a big hug was Mike Battles.
you know, you mentioned to me before we came on about Horseshoe Bend has a local flavor on their coaching staff.
Yeah, David Caldwell, a kid from here in Sylacauga, went to Sylacauga High School. He coached a little bit down over in at Davil for a while. He went over to Camp Hill, and they closed that program down at Camp Hill, so he got the opportunity to go on over to Horseshoe Bend, and David's just a great guy, too. been knowing him a long, long time, but his hair is not near the color that it used to be when I first met the kid.
B.B. Comer will get the football as we conclude the national anthem, and B.B. Comer's cheerleaders out on the field, and the Tigers will be making their way out in just a couple of moments. And Coach Battle talked about this year they're going to run more from the spread formation than they did last year. And also defensively, he said, we're not going to put our defensive backs on an island this year. He said, we're going to give them some help because they got burned a lot of times on big plays last year.
Yeah, I know, Jim, a lot of times last year. I remember 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, 3rd and 25, and you yield the first down. So those backs will need some help.
B.B. Comer basically is still a young football team, even though their numbers are up from where they were this time last year. And they've got some veterans on this team, and hopefully they will begin to mesh together. And he said it's been a tough camp. Knowing Coach Battles, he runs a tight ship over there.
Yes, he does, Jim. You know, he's won state championships in the state of Alabama. When he was over at Handley High School, he won a state championship over in Mississippi when he was coaching over there. So he's no stranger to high-performance football teams.
Of course, Josh Averett in his first year as head coach of the Generals, and they are actually in New Site, Alabama.
New Site.
And they've got a restaurant over there called the General. And it is a great place to dine, too. So if you're on 22 going into New Site and on into Roanoke, good place to eat right there.
Well, I know I've traveled that road on several occasions, but never had the opportunity to stop into the General and eat.
I can't believe you missed it.
I can't either. I really don't understand why I keep saying Jackson Gap, Alabama, because that's not too far down below Alexander City, Alabama, which is not too far from New Site to begin with.
Here the Generals set to kick off, and we're underway. Kick down the field that B.B. Comer takes in. That is Cody Ogle. Ogle's across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
And number 2 for the Generals in on the stop, along with some help. Just good coverage by that was Russell in on the stop for the Generals. So B.B. Comer will have their first offensive set of the year 2017.
Justin Holmes he's grown from last year, too. He's a much bigger player.
Yes, he is. We don't have any weights on him, but he looks a lot bigger anyway. And
single setback for B.B. Comer.
And as you suggested, they're going from the spread.
Yep. And they bobble a snap on the first play, and Holmes is still loose. And I think
Jackson Horseshoe Bend's got it.
At the 8-yard line and maybe around the 7-yard line. So the first play from scrimmage, B.B. Comer fumbles. Not a good way to start.
That is not what they visualized from Mike Battles to start the football season with a fumble deep in your own territory.
And Holmes just didn't handle the snap. It was a little high. But once he began kicking it around, the white-shirted Generals was on it, so it'll be first and goal at about the 7-yard line.
Well, you know, there's still a lot of butterflies, a lot of tension, a lot of nervousness in these kids right now, and I'm sure they'll get settled in.
Cade Worthy, the quarterback for Horseshoe Bend.
And I think B.B. Comer just jumped off sides.
Penalty flag is down.
That's big number 73, Darden. Davion Darden, I think, the one that jumped off sides.
The officials making sure he's got the right call. It is offside against B.B. Comer, half the distance of the goal, inside the 5 to about the 4. So B.B. Comer really hurting themselves early in the football game.
Very early. 11:47.
13 seconds?
Yeah, late less than a minute.
Hand off to the halfback. He's into the end zone almost untouched. And that is Trace Meadows off right guard from 4 yards out. And just like that, Horseshoe Bend with the lead.
Well, Jim, when you give the ball to a football team on the 7 or 8 yard line, I mean, you're really in a real big mess to start with. And then you got to tip your hat to the Generals. They just took advantage of it and put it in the end zone.
point after to follow. Horseshoe Bend scores first here tonight and lead it 6-0 with a point after to come. Places down, and the kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So with 11:43 to go in the first quarter, Horseshoe Bend leads B.B. Calmer by a score of 7-0 back in 30 seconds. Curtis & Son Funeral Home has been around since 1975, and we are committed to being there for the people of this area. At Curtis & Son, we understand that funerals can be a financial burden. We never want price to determine what funeral home you choose. We will gladly match any other funeral home's prices, including casket stores and cemeteries. We do this in honor of the hundreds of families we have served in the past. It is only fair that we do a little extra to make sure you know we will be there when you need us most. Well, it didn't take long for B.B. Calmer to get behind the 8 ball. They trailed 7-0, and first snap from scrimmage, the Tigers fumble, and a couple of plays later, Horseshoe Bend with Meadows from 4 yards out and take the lead.
Well, Jim, it's always good if you're the Generals, they run one play and score a touchdown. B.B. Comer's going to have to really tighten it up here and hold on to the football.
Grant Taylor kicks off.
It's a great kick. That goes in the end zone.
Yep. Cody Ogle will take it, but it'll be a touchback, and B.B. Calmer will have it first down. And how important is the kicking game? Looks like Horseshoe Bend has got a strong kicker.
Boy, I'm telling you, he kicked that ball all the way to the end zone, some 60 yards. And, Jim, in high school football, you don't have the option of running it out of the end zone. Once it crosses that goal line, it becomes a dead ball and an automatic touchback.
Let's see if B.B. Calmer can settle the forces just a little bit here and get something going from the 20-yard line, trailing 7-0, just underway at Legion Stadium. Justin Holmes with a play call. He'll bring a man in motion, and he's going to keep it himself and crosses the 22 to the 23-yard line, a gain of 3. B.B. Calmer doing a lot of motion this year.
Yes, they are. Going to bring up second down in about 7.
These 0 games, as we mentioned, don't count against your one-loss record, but it gives you a great opportunity. It's almost like an exhibition game.
It is, Jim. It's sort of like a preseason football game. You go back Monday when these kids go back to school, and you'll see the tape of this game, and you'll figure out what you got to really work on.
Throw it out in the flat, caught, and breaking a tackle across the 30 to the 32-yard line with the first down for B.B. Calmer, and that's a running back out of the backfield.
Pretty good pass.
Cody Ogle, yeah. And penalty flag is down on this one, too, and that's going to be holding against the Tigers. So you mark that one off.
Bring it back.
One thing B.B. Calmer had trouble with last year was throwing the football, and they want to do that a little bit more this year.
Well, Holmes, that is, looked real good throwing the football that time, Jim. A completed pass, but they're going to bring it back.
Those penalties early in the football game are really put a crimp in the style of the Tigers. I guess they'll mark it from the 30-yard line.
Well, it might be where the holding occurred.
Could have been.
So they will go from the 30, or are they going to go back to the original line of scrimmage? I think they are. No, they're not.
The 20-yard line, they'll mark it. You know, it's a beautiful night for football here in Sylacauga.
Yeah.
Temperature this morning was about 62 degrees, and it'll drop pretty quickly after the sun goes down tonight, so it'll be very nice. So after the mark-off, it'll start back over at the 20-yard line.
1st and 10.
Here's Holmes to throw it. Looking, going to pull it down and run it. Slips one tackle and falls forward to the 24.
And number 54 for the Generals in on the stop.
You know, B.B. Calmer is a small 3A school. And I think Horseshoe Bend is basically the same.
They are a 2A school.
2A?
Yes, sir.
And B.B. Calmer not far from 2A.
No, they according to what I get from people around who are in the know, over at B.B. Comer. They were like 4 or 5, maybe 6 students away from being a 2A school.
Second down. And about 7-0 Horseshoe Bend over the Tigers. 9:50 to go in the first quarter. Holmes drops it again, and Horseshoe Bend has got it again. Wow, at the 20-yard line. So 2 mistakes by quarterback Justin Holmes, and it gives the Generals a first down with a recovered fumble at the Tiger 20-yard line.
Well, I'm going to tell you, B.B. Comer's going to have to take a lot better care of the football. You can't keep giving a football team the football at this area of the field and expect to do good things.
B.B. Comer has just not looked crisp at all. The legal procedure penalty is declined against the Tigers, and Horseshoe Bend will take over at the 20-yard line. You know, Horseshoe Bend down through the years has had some pretty good football teams under Coach Franklin down there.
They have.
And he took another job, and Coach Averett in his first year there. But he's got some players.
Yes, he does. So the Generals run from the spread as well. They get a lot better snap.
Inside handoff, down the sideline, bumped out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
It's number 21 for B.B. Comer, knocking him out of bounds. Cody Ogle.
Meadows on the carry. Meadows scored a touchdown a few minutes ago, and he almost scored then.
Looks like a pretty good running back, Jim. They're getting good blocking on the point of attack.
First and goal at the 2-yard line. Things not going smoothly for B.B. Comer so far in the game.
Not at all. But again, you got to give Horseshoe Bend a lot of credit. That's going to be a procedure against Horseshoe Bend. I think the right guard moved.
You know, really, it wasn't the Generals that caused the fumbles. It was just poor ball handling.
Absolutely. Just the exchange from the center to the quarterback. I don't know if Holmes is taking his eye off the football or the snap's just a little awry, but whatever the case may be, they've put it on the ground twice, and they've lost it twice.
So the 5-yard mark-off helps the Tigers a little bit, and they're coming with some pressure. Throw it out here in the flat, it's dropped. The intended receiver is Corbin Shivers, but B.B. Comer got a little pressure on the quarterback then.
Yes, he did. Number 6, Key Hill, excuse me. Going to bring up second down and goal.
The scoreboard's working about like the game has worked so far.
Not good for B.B. Comer.
Worthy takes a snap. He throws in the flat.
That was a pick.
It was, but they're going to score
called.
a touchdown. And it is 13-0. As scoring that one out of the backfield is a Hurd. And you're right, it was a pick play all the way.
But again, you know, if you don't get caught, you're not guilty.
Nope.
And certainly you give Horseshoe Bend a lot of credit. You can tell that's not the first time they've ever run that play.
Grant Taylor to attempt the point after.
He's 1 for 1 in the young season.
And that one is up, and it is good. So with 9:24 to go in the first quarter, Horseshoe Bend 14, B.B. Comer nothing. Back in 30 seconds.
Ron Johnson has been serving the people in the Coosa Valley for over 38 years. As a voice for the citizens of District 33, he has been a champion for the schools and their athletic programs. Ron Johnson proudly supports the teams competing every Friday night here in District 33. So good luck and have a great season.
Horseshoe Bend taking advantage of poor ball handling by the Tigers offensively and lead it 14-0.
Well, Jim, the only first down that B.B. Comer made was on a pass, and it was called back due to holding. And again, they turned the ball over deep in their own end of the field, and that just won't get it done. But again, it's early, 9:24 left to go in quarter number 1. But you give Horseshoe Bend a lot of credit. You take advantage of mistakes that the other team makes. B.B. Comer's made 2, and Horseshoe Bend has put 2 scores on the board.
Taylor to kick off. He drills a line drive down the middle of the field. It's going to be picked up at the 20-yard line, across the 20 to the 25, and B.B. Comer's Cody Ogle with the return.
Good return. Good field position. This time he didn't kick it in the end zone, so B.B. Comer got decent field position to start this offensive set.
The Tigers in a hole early, 14-0, with just 9:17 in the game, or in the first quarter, and 12-minute quarters, so they've scored 2 in less than 2 minutes, or less than 3 minutes.
But when you get the ball where they've gotten it, it's not hard to do.
That is true. See if Holmes can settle himself just a little bit. He's got McMillan back there with him. He gives it, nope, he keeps himself off left end. He's across the 30 and still moving across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Nice run by quarterback Justin Holmes.
That will be their initial first down for B.B. Comer.
Luke Yarbrough on the tackle for the Generals.
Number 10, he's a wide receiver and a cornerback. I tell you, I'm impressed with Holmes when he's not putting it on the ground. Though he's running the offense like it should be run. He's getting his reads and doing a good job with it.
First down and 10 for B.B. Comer at their own 37-yard line, trailing 14-0 with 8:57 to go in the first quarter. Holmes with McMillan back there with him again. Holmes keeps it himself, and he's not tackled at the 35 for a loss of 2.
Big number 73 for the Generals in on the stop. And, boy, I'm telling you, when he got his clamps on him, he went nowhere.
Went backwards, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That'll bring up a second down and 11. Appreciate all our sponsors being along with us again in 2017, including Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Coosa Valley Medical Center, Marble City Pharmacy, among others. Second down and 11. Holmes keeps it again. Holmes hits across a 40, and hard running by quarterback Justin Holmes.
It was good hard running. I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed with this kid. He's really put on some weight from last year, Jim, and he's showing a lot of strength.
Third down, possession down for the Tigers at their 41-yard line, trailing by 2 scores.
Third down and about 6 or 7.
B.B. Comer and Horseshoe Bend tonight at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Holmes will take the snap, and he's going to keep it again and bust his way up across the 45 to the 46-yard line. He'll be short of the first down.
Probably by a good yard and a half, he'll be short.
That big old 52, Drake Conway, puts his nose in there. And
he don't mind putting a bonnet on you.
We'll get a timeout right here with 7:01 remaining. Back with more action from Legion Stadium right after this.
You can count on Town and Country Cleaners located at 112 Fort Williams in Sylacauga and 1222 Cherokee Road in Alexander City for all of your cleaning needs. We offer daily specials for all of your laundering and dry cleaning. From laundering your favorite shirt to shoe repair and shine, it's Town and Country Cleaners in Sylacauga and Alexander City.
You know, Jimmy Holmes, the quarterback, Justin Holmes, has carried just about every play for B.B. Comer, and they got a timeout. He's very winded.
Yes, he is. Jimmy, you know, we touched on it at the top of the show. It's pretty hot and humid right now. Of course, it should be cooling down some with the sun going down. But, again, right now, all B.B. Comer has featured has been Justin Holmes. I know that Cody Ogle carried it one time, and, boy, they really just stuffed him out in a hurry. And B.B. Comer going to punt this thing away.
Probably a wise move.
Yes.
Looks like Cody Ogle to punt. Ogle handling the punting chores for B.B. Comer in 2017. 14-0, Horseshoe Bend. Good snap. Ogle kicks it out of there, a wobbly punt. That's going to be taken on the run at the 35. Still moving is Hurd. Hurd's already scored one touchdown. He's penalty flag is down there.
It's going to be a block in the back, I think, Jim.
Tackle at the 47-yard line, but that'll be a penalty marked off against the Generals.
Jim, while we got just a moment, I'd like to everybody who's viewing this and had not been to Legion Stadium in quite a while, the old girl got a facelift. If you can look out across the way, you can see the new press box. It's on the visitor side. That's the first that's ever been here at Legion Stadium. Yep. And a beautiful place.
K.J. Weed on the tackle, and you see the visitor scoreboard. They just finished that about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So a lot of work done, and, of course, the press box here is beautiful. The field is beautiful, and they've redone everything on this stadium site. So that was a long time coming. It's good to see it done. Beautiful, beautiful facility.
Absolutely. One of the best you'll see.
At the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. And they fake it, throw it down the field, and it's caught. That is Hurd, and Hurd's been everywhere tonight. As just wasn't Justin Vincent trying to cover Hurd, but just couldn't get there.
Boy, it was a good pass. I thought there might have been a little push-off there by the offensive side, Jim, but none called.
Hurd had the height advantage over Vincent for sure. So it's down at the 32-yard line now.
Well, you know, the Generals have shown that they can run the football, although it wasn't very far. They're showing now they can throw the football as well.
Inside handoff. And bullying his way inside the 25 to the 23-yard line is Trace Meadows.
That could have been a horse collar.
Meadows with a nice run, and 6:18 to go in the first quarter. It's 14-0. Horseshoe Bend over B.B. Comer.
Going to bring up second down and about the length of the football for the Generals from Horseshoe Bend.
Quarterback keep. He's going to throw it. Oh, he's hit from behind, and he is drilled.
Number 78.
Wow.
Zach Mitchell really put a lot of pressure on him, Jim. They're going to call that a fumble? I think they are.
A hard hit by Mitchell.
And I think they're going to call that a fumble. Yes, they are. Well, maybe they're not. The way the referee was lining it up over here, I thought it was going to be a fumble.
The second down is still short after the incomplete pass. Quarterback Cade Worthy. He will give it off inside. This is Meadows again. Meadows is trying to get in the end zone and does. Hard running by Meadows, and it is 20-0.
And we've played just a little over half of quarter number one, and the Generals are really starting to flex their muscle. Jim, B.B. Comer are going to have to tighten the ship up, and they're going to have to do it in a hurry. You know, these kids, they play in both ways, and I know they're a little winded, but so are the Generals.
You know, the start for B.B. Comer is disappointing because people thought that might be a better getting out of the gate effort tonight. Kick is up, and the kick is on the way, and it's good. So with 5:56 remaining in the first quarter, it's all Generals. As Horseshoe Bend leading B.B. Comer 21-0.
Collier Motors Paint and Body, family owned and operated, has been serving the folks of Sylacauga and South Talladega County for over 26 years. We do all types of body work and use PPG paints. We offer a lifetime warranty for our work. We also do all types of insurance work, too. We at Collier Motors are proud supporters of all our schools here in South Talladega County. So come in and see Norman, Leslie, and the guys. And from our family to yours, thank you.
The Alabama ALS Walk is coming to Birmingham Saturday, October the 28th. Sign up at 10, the walk at 11. Purchase your Team Raising Cane t-shirts honoring Christy Cane, former educator at Sylacauga High School. Fundraising helps buy equipment for people diagnosed with ALS. Text your order for Raising Cane ALS t-shirts to Randy Cane 256-521-4002. Let's help Team Raising Cane help honor Christy's memory today. Thank you.
Do you need photo or video services for a special event? Shoot First Media does that. Need promotional materials for your product or instructional videos for your industry? Shoot First Media does that too. Need help editing and reproducing your own photos or videos? Or how about transferring those old home movies from tape or film? You guessed it, Shoot First Media does that. For these and many other services, call Shoot First Media today at 256-404-1587.
Meadows with a couple of touchdown runs for Horseshoe Bend. One of those with just 17 seconds or so into the game. And Horseshoe Bend leads B.B. Comer by a score of 21-0, and hasn't been a contest as of yet in the first quarter.
Well, the Generals has had the ball 3 times. They've put 3 scores on the board, and B.B. Comer has had it, and they've 2 fumbles, and they've netted 1 first down.
To kick off is Grant Taylor. Taylor's done all the special teams work with kickoffs and extra points for the Generals.
And he's a good one, too.
Kicks it straight down the field. And again, it's Cody Ogle at the 3-yard line. Ogle trying to break some tackles and gets across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Hard running by Cody Ogle.
That was good hard running.
And he had both hands on the football.
Stopped in there by number 22 from the Horseshoe Bend Generals.
So it'll be first down and 10 for B.B. Comer. K.J. Weed brings the play in. Jason McMillan comes out. 5:45 to go in the first quarter, and it's 21-0 already. Now McMillan comes back, and he's going to be the quarterback, looks like.
I don't know if Holmes has been hurt, but they're just going to give him a little blow.
His feelings may be hurt.
Absolutely. Jason McMillan.
Penalty flag is down.
Offsides, Horseshoe Bend.
You know, if the quarterback's not going right, you know, all the spotlight is on him.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, it all starts with him. And so it's just been a tough start for Justin. He'll get better. He'll get it under control. Here's a handoff off right tackle to the 39-yard line.
Going to bring up about 3rd and 2.
Yep. K.J. Weed on the carry. So possession down for B.B. Comer, 3rd and pretty short, a couple of yards to go.
A short 3 for B.B. Comer. And Jim, they need to make this first down just to get some confidence in their offensive unit that they can move the football against Horseshoe Bend.
McMillan set to take the snap. And he's going to keep it himself. And he's going to be close to got the first down. He's thrown across the 45-yard line.
Got in the grasp of number 50, Branch, Logan Branch, who sort of slung him forward a little bit, but it is a first down for B.B. Comer.
At the 45-yard line. The Tigers trailing 21-0 here in the first quarter.
Jim, it would be a big shot in the arm if they could just move the football down the field and get some kind of points on the board here early, just to give them a little self-confidence.
First and 10. Here's Weed with the carry. He slips one tackle and bulls his way to the 45-yard line, another first down.
That's some good hard running.
So first down for KJ Weed. And Tigers with back-to-back first downs.
Some pretty good blocking on the from the left guard, left tackle for B.B. Comer. He opened up that hole for Weed to get through. The deepest penetration by far for B.B. Comer.
The Tigers need a score here, trailing by 3 touchdowns already. McMillan, and he's giving it off to Ogle, and Ogle spun down.
I want to tell you, I'm impressed with that big number 52 for the, his name is Conway.
He made a lot of tackles.
Yes, he has, and B.B. Comer has just not had any success at all trying to run their corners. Their closing speed, especially by Drake, has been real good.
46-yard line, second down and 11. The Tigers trying to keep this drive alive. Here's McMillan keeping it himself. McMillan breaks a tackle and still running inside the 40.
Good running by number 2, Jason McMillan.
He ran out of the grass with Drake Conway that time.
Yeah.
You don't see that happen much.
No, you don't. When he puts a mitts on you, you pretty much, that's it.
37-yard line.
Going to bring up third down, Jim.
Yep.
And I think you want to look at B.B. Comer's got to be in 4-down territory. Again, they need to get something on the board, and they need to get it in this quarter.
2:50 to go in the first quarter. First quarter action brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home. McMillan with a third down and 3. He gives it to Weed, and Weed is stood up, and he gets close to the 36-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by 1.5 yards.
Good job by the interior line of the Horseshoe Bend Generals. It's going to bring up fourth down and maybe just a hair less than a yard.
So the Tigers...
I really don't think, Jim, they got much alternative here but to go for it. I mean, the options, they need some something to motivate this offensive football team.
They run on that left side pretty much. Let's see if they go there again. They go right side this time, and a first down and more. Nice running inside the 25, or right at the 25-yard line, is quarterback Jason McMillan.
Good job by number 2, McMillan.
So the drive stays alive from the 25-yard line. Minute 45, the clock running in the first quarter. Horseshoe Bend 21, B.B. Comer nothing.
But they've moved the offensive football team has moved the ball pretty good here. But the old play clock is winding down. It is at 6.
We've seen this happen some last year too, and let's see if they get the play off. They do.
They do.
And they give to Weed, and Weed is hit hard at the 25-yard line.
He refused to go down, though. Going to bring up second down, maybe 9.5, Jim.
He didn't get much, did he?
No, he did not.
B.B. Comer with an injured player coming out of the game. And
boy, they can ill afford that.
Yeah. Checking in is Davian Darden at a tackle spot. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Been a long one, too.
Yep. Weed and McMillan in the backfield for the Tigers. And penalty flags are down.
They don't get the playoff. Or
they call a timeout.
Timeout.
We'll take one as well. 30-second break, and back with more action from Legion Stadium right after this.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by today and see us. Marble City Pharmacy, where your health comes first.
Coach Mike Battles out with his young football team going over some last-minute preparation before this play snap. And he's done that a lot of times, Jimmy.
Yes, he has. This is not the first time he's ever done that. Again, they're looking at second down and about 9, maybe 9.5. Again, I think B.B. Comer's the ball resting at the 25, Jim. I think you're looking at 4-down territory. Probably there's no question about it. B.B. Comer's got to get something good and positive to happen to their offensive football team.
21-0. Horseshoe Bend with the lead over the Tigers late in the first quarter.
And
another penalty is down.
Yeah, they just jumped off sides. I think it was number 5.
Defensive end. You know, you see that early in the season.
Yeah. Elijah Hurd, I think, is the one that jumped off sides. So going to bring up second down now and about 5, maybe 5.5.
Hurd scored one of the touchdowns for Horseshoe Bend in the first quarter here.
Jimmy, you just wonder if the Generals, now they got a big lead, do they get complacent?
We shall see.
Coach Avery probably don't want them to.
Weed's got it, and Weed is knocked down for a loss.
Number 14. Branch, Parker Branch. He came over the left guard, Jim, and I think he maybe forgot to block Branch, because, buddy, he was there about the time the ball was.
Yeah, Joe Rayleigh in there as well on the tackle, and the first quarter is going to come to a close. It's been all Generals here in the first quarter, leading B.B. Comer 21-0. We've got our TV 47 second quarter coming up right after this.
Some things change and some things don't. From the beginning, Wright Tire and Service has been all about quality products and first-class service. From great tires at a super price to the expert car service that you want for your family. Oil changes, front-end alignment, brake work, and much more. You can count on our experienced professionals to give you quality work at a fair price. Tires and a whole lot more at Wright Tire and Service on West Fort Williams, next to Robo Motors.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center. A first quarter that was all Horseshoe Bend as the Generals lead B.B. Comer 21-0, and basically, Jimmy, it was B.B. Comer hurting them own selves offensively.
Well, you know, you give them the ball at the 4-yard line, you give them a ball at the 8-yard line, and then from the 4-yard line, you jump off sides, give it to them at the 2, and it doesn't take rocket science to figure out you're going to be in a big hole.
McMillan remains at quarterback.
I see Holmes on the sideline. He's got his helmet on and walking around. I guess.
You just want to make a change, I think.
McMillan's doing a pretty good job, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, they got Weed in there in the back, and he comes this way, and they're going to throw it out here to him, and he's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, boy.
Tackled all the way back at the 33-yard line.
There's that number 5 again. Hurd.
That play was drawn up not to lose that many yards for sure.
Lost a ton, about 10.
11:30 to go in the first half. 21-0. 32-yard line is where they'll mark it. McMillan ready to take the snap. Weed to his right. Looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now pulls it down. And he's at the 30. Breaks one tackle and gets near the 25-yard line.
Luke Yarborough will knock him out of bounds, and the ball will go over on downs to the Horseshoe Bend Generals.
Horseshoe Bend had it going their way most of the night. So far, early at Legion Stadium.
B.B. Comer's had some success, Jim, running the ball inside the tackles. Throwing the football has not been too good.
Cade Worthy remains in there at quarterback. He's looking to throw it out in the flat, and it's
I
caught.
think you're going to get procedure against the Generals.
So a 5-yard mark off.
I think they're going to call it on Robinson. Levante Robinson, I think, is whom they're going to get.
So we'll mark it 5 yards to the 20. .56 remaining in the first half. Horseshoe Bend 21, B.B. Comer nothing. Worthy, and tackled at the 25-yard line after the reception. That's Luke Yarborough on the receiving end.
And King in on the stop for B.B. Comer. He hit him pretty good. Yarborough on the reception, King on the stop. Gain of about maybe 6, 7. Second down.
About 8. Off left end is Meadows, and Meadows has got running room across the 40 and bumped out of bounds there.
And a first down.
Meadows has had a good first half.
Yeah, he has. I'm going to tell you, it's a pretty good football team we're looking at. In the 2A division.
First down at the 40. Been Worthy and Meadows in the backfield most of the night. Swinging out here in the flat to Yarborough, and it's dropped.
Maybe Comer got a little pressure on him that time. I don't know if he made him try to adjust Jim on throwing the football out to Yarborough, but it falls harmlessly to the ground.
L.C. McMurphy, the longtime PA announcer for B.B. Comer, saw him earlier tonight.
And for the last 2 or 3 years, he's going to retire, but yet not to do it.
Worthy keeps it himself, and he's swarmed down.
Big number 54 for B.B. Comer, Deion Gaddis.
Good job by Gaddis.
Also, Cahill Norris in on the stop, too.
3rd and 10.
You're going to get procedure again over here on number 10, Yarborough. It was either he or the inside receiver, but one left early.
5-yard mark off. Oh, another penalty against the Generals.
They leaving about a half a count early. Going to bring up 3rd down in about 15.
I was thinking just a few days ago, Ray McDermott was telling me about the anniversary. What is it, 60-year anniversary or so? Or was it of the baseball team winning the
state championship?
Championship. You were on that team, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Got a man wide open, and he will score. Another touchdown.
3rd down and 15, and they let them put 6 on them.
And that is Meadows out of the backfield. And that's a 65-yard touchdown toss.
It's what they call the old wheel route, Jim, where he just starts out, cuts it upfield, and beats the defensive back And you got to give a lot of credit to the quarterback for just putting it right on the button, and he ran under it and ran in for the score. Worthy has thrown the ball quite well. He's played a pretty good football game. But every time the Generals has had the football, they have had a score.
27-0 with a point after to follow. Place down, kick up, and the kick is good. So with 9:20 to go in the first half, all Generals 28-0 over the B.B. Comer Tigers. Back in 30 seconds. The Allen Companies of Sylacauga, with 3 locations to serve you: Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. For all your convenience store needs, ice, drinks, snacks, and of course, some of the lowest price gasoline at the pumps. It's the Allen Companies of Sylacauga. Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. It's the Allen Company convenience stores. A 65-yard touchdown throw from Worthy to Meadows increases the Generals' lead over B.B. Comer to 28-0.
Jim, I don't know what B.B. Comer's got to do, but whatever their game plan was to start with, just not working. I don't think Mike Battles anticipated the speed that the Generals have shown from their offensive set, but they've done a good job throwing the football, running the football, and defensively they've kept B.B. Comer out of the end zone. You can't ask for much more if you're Coach Averett.
And they got off the bus very orderly, too, so
yes,
they've been good all night. Here's a kick down the field, fumble by Weed, and he circles around and picks it up at the 18-yard line. And he crosses the 30 to the 31 before he's tackled there.
Big number 54 for the Generals in on the stop.
(28-0).
Just not what you anticipated if you're from over at B.B. Comer.
You know, you played over there. You were a quarterback at B.B. Comer, and back in the day, B.B. Comer's had some tough sledding the last few years.
Well, they have, Jim, and I don't know what you attribute it to. I know their numbers are down. The kids are just not participating in football like they used to, as you're saying, back in the day. But
here's Weed on the carry. Weed pushes a pile forward, across the 35 to the 36. Nice run by K.J. Weed.
And I think you attribute a lot of that, Jim, to this thing called winning and losing. When Bobby Overton was there, B.B. Comer won their fair share of football games, was in an eyelash of winning a state title under him. And after he left, it seemed like this program just sort of took a step backwards. I don't know what you would attribute that to, where the kids just lost interest in playing. But there's just so many things now that kids can do. You look at these kids out here on both sides of the football, in the white shirts and the black shirts, a lot of things they could do in the summertime besides get out and sweat and bang into one another.
Yep. 2nd and 5. McMillan takes a snap. He gives to Weed, or keeps it himself across the 40 to the 45 to the 47-yard line. First down. Nice run.
Yes, it was.
By Jason McMillan.
And I thought that Horseshoe Bend was offsides, but I think what they're doing, Jim, B.B. Comer is probably going on the same count each and every time they snap the football, and Horseshoe Bend's getting a real good jump. Grant Taylor. Again, Holmes has not been back in the football game. I see him on the sideline. He's got his helmet strapped on and ready to go if needed.
McMillan has done a pretty good job
Yes,
in relief.
He has. Yes, he has.
First down at the 48. Fumbled the football, and there's a bad snap.
Hadn't just rolled back there to McMillan.
And McMillan, very alert, falls on it, but that looked like one of your snaps.
Yes, it did.
B.B. Comer with an injured player. That's Colby McCain. He limps off the field.
They can ill afford that.
So 2nd down and 11 for B.B. Comer. We'll have the Tiger marching sound to go performing at halftime. Weed off right in. He's hit, breaks one tackle, breaks another. Still running. Weed hard running all the way to the 44-yard line.
I like the way this kid don't mind sticking his nose in.
They just kind of bounced off of him.
Yes, they do. He could be one of those human bowling balls we've heard a lot of folks talk about. But that was some good, determined running. So McMillan gets a play from the sideline. He's back in. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 3.
From the 45-yard line. McMillan will take the snap, and he's going to keep it himself. He slips one tackle and falls forward and tackled at the 45, and Grant Taylor on the stop for the Generals.
Jim, I think what you do now if you B.B. Comer, I know it's a 0 game as we touched on, but you roll the dice now and just see if you can see what your kids can do in a critical situation. 4th down and about 2, maybe 2.5.
You're down 4 scores.
Yeah.
You don't have a whole lot of options.
Options are thin here.
So it'll be 4th down and 4 from the 45-yard line. That's just a good tackle then by Grant Taylor. McMillan with Weed beside him, and he's going to keep it himself. And near the 1st down, he's got it at the 40.
Yep. This kid has played pretty well.
He's got some good speed.
Yes, he does.
They spotted at the 39, 1st down, B.B. Comer. I mean, if nothing more, it'll be a boost for B.B. Comer if they can put some points on the board here.
Okay, they're going to give Weed a break, and Raphael Johnson will check in. He's a junior. I'm sorry, Raphael Johnson is a freshman.
And B.B. Comer, I guess this is maybe the heat timeout
Yeah,
here.
I think it is.
And we'll take a timeout as well with Horseshoe Bend leading the Tigers of B.B. Comer 28-0 back after this break. At Fort Williams Pharmacy, you won't find motor oil, garden hoses, or mountain climbing gear. No, they don't have that. What they do have is a professional, friendly staff that understands your needs. Filling prescriptions is their primary business, and they take it seriously. They also have a drive-through window for your convenience and free local delivery. Most of all, Fort Williams Pharmacy knows your time is valuable, so when it's time to fill your prescriptions, you need it done fast, friendly, and accurately. Fort Williams Pharmacy, our family, caring for your family. Curtis & Son Funeral Home has been around since 1975, and we are committed to being there for the people of this area. At Curtis & Son, we understand that funerals can be a financial burden. We never want price to determine what funeral home you choose. We will gladly match any other funeral home's prices, including casket stores and cemeteries. We do this in honor of the hundreds of families we have served in the past. It is only fair that we do a little extra to make sure you know we will be there when you need us most. Back at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga, Alabama, at B.B. Comer and Horseshoe Bend in the 0 game here tonight. And of course, kind of like a preseason game, but all the rules in place like a regular season game. It just don't count against the record, which is a good thing for B.B. Comer.
If you're in their shoes, it's a real good thing because things just not gone well for the Tigers.
McMillan will take the snap. He wants to throw it. Swings it to Cody Ogle, and Ogle's got a yard, and that's about it.
Number 70 for the Generals in on the stop.
And you're right, the Generals playing a lot of fresh players in there.
A lot of clean shirts.
Yeah. Coach Battle was telling me earlier in the week that they were at least able to play 11 on 11,
Yeah.
which they weren't able to do at all last year.
Well, I think if they can get this program headed in the right direction and put a few W's on their column, I think you'll get kids to take a little more interest in it. This kid got some speed.
He's inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. And
Raphael Johnson, a freshman.
Johnson runs north and south, and he gets it all the way to the 15-yard line.
Showed a good burst of speed, Jim, once he got to the corner.
It'll be first down and 10. B.B. Comer deeper than they've been all night.
This is the deepest.
Yep.
Ball resting just inside the 15. Call it the 14.
Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Horseshoe being 28. B.B. Comer nothing. McMillan. He wants to throw it. He's hit as he throws and is caught.
Be a
That's
loss.
a little short now. So it skipped to the intended receiver. That was Tamar King.
Probably a good thing, Jim, because it was doomed from the outset.
Like McMillan's a little shaken up as he was hit from behind. He gets a play call right back in there. You know, last year, Coach Battle said, "Hey, if you're able to breathe, almost, you're going to play."
Got to.
And whistles blow. And the timeout is called.
Horseshoe Bend.
3:37 to go. Let's keep this one here right now, and reminding you that our Pigskin Roundup follows tonight's game at about 10:30. You can get a recap of all the high school games across the area, and we partner with the Alabama Cable Network and TV 24 up in Oxford. Upwards of 1 million households can watch that thing if they'd like. So we hope that you can stay with us for post-game and try to get some words from Coach Battle after the game. And I don't know if he wants to talk or not to us.
Well, I talked to him right before the game, and I told him, I said, somebody probably be down to talk to you. And he said, y'all tell him who it is. And I said, well, it's probably going to be me. He said, you come on. I'll talk to you anytime you want to. Again, just a perfect gentleman in every sense of the word. I've been knowing Mike many, many years. Played ball against him when he was over here at Sylacauga.
It's kind of ironic that he played at Sylacauga and won all these couple of state championships, and he comes back to coach at B.B. Comer.
Yep, yeah, that's the truth. But, Mike's son is into coaching. He was down at Dadeville. I don't know if he's still there or maybe it was Tallahassee.
He's been successful at Tallahassee. Yeah. So second down and 10 for the Tigers from the 15-yard line. Trailing 28-0, wanting to get on the board here in the first half, late. McMillan is going to give it off inside, and that's Raphael Johnson. He goes nowhere.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they got their snap count figured out. That's big number 31 for the Horseshoe Bend Generals. I mean, when he claps his fingers, they come and go.
I mean, he was in the backfield as the ball was snapped.
Just about the time the ball got there.
So it'll be third down now, and still 10 yards to go. B.B. Comer bogging here late in the first half. 3 minutes to go in the half, trailing by 4 scores.
That was Grant Taylor, Jim, and he left his post from a defensive cornerback, and he really came forth.
Here's McMillan giving off to Raphael Johnson, and he fortunately held on to the football.
That's Hurd. Hurd from the other side did the same thing as number 31 Grant did, and they just leaving their defensive post, and boy, they take it off to the quarterback.
B.B. Comer had it first down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Now it's fourth down from the 18.
Not real good.
The Tigers trying to get a first down here with a fourth down and long, about 13.
Got to go all the way to the 5-yard line.
McMillan rolling right, looking, and still looking. Now throws is caught at the 10, short of the first down is Cody Ogle, and the Generals will take over on downs.
Boy, they swarmed on him in a hurry.
There's a penalty flag down over there. Let's see what that is. I don't know if it may be a face mask or something. It was short of the first down, but see what the penalty is. Oh, they wave it off.
They wave it off.
It's just my luck. So it'll be a first down for the Generals as they turn the Tigers away. And remember, B.B. Comer had it first down and 10 at the General 15-yard line and get no points. Minute 59 remaining in the first half. The Generals 28, B.B. Comer nothing.
Well, I see Holmes is checked in to play on the defensive side of the football. So that lets me know right away he is not injured.
First down.
He moved up to a defensive end slot.
Cade Worthy's gone all the way at quarterback for the Generals. And there again is running room up inside, across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Another big hole for the running backs for the Generals. And this time it is Joe Raley on the carry.
Well, I'm telling you, they opened up a big gaping hole in the A gap.
First down and 10 with 1:46 to go with the clock running. On a pitch, penalty flags are down.
Going to be procedure against the Generals.
Been a lot of football played at this stadium down through the years.
Yep.
And we're back here next week, Sylacauga and Anniston for the Aggies home opener. They're down at Chilton County tonight.
I hope to have a report on how they're doing, maybe around halftime or a little after.
You know, what was it last year? Was it the first year that B.B. Comer did not play Childersburg nor Sylacauga, wasn't it last year?
I think so, yes.
And people wanted to know why, and Coach Battle said, hey, we're getting beat 50 points.
Well, you know, Jim, the last time they did play, I'll tell you after this play.
That's, again, Raley on the carry.
You know, the last time I did a Comer-Sylacauga football game, it had been one-sided for quite some time. But,
pushing and shoving going on over there.
You know, you look across, now a flag comes in.
Yeah.
You look across the way, Sylacauga sitting over there with 60-some-odd kids dressed out. You look on this side, B.B. Comer with, 18, maybe 19 kids dressed out. You know, it don't take a rocket science to figure that 19 can't compete with 65. It's just not going to happen.
And you don't see many times where a small 3A school can compete with a middle-of-the-road 5A school.
Yep, that is very true. You know, I'm not taking anything away from Sylacauga by any stretch of the mean. You know, Matt Griffith's done a great job over there with their program. And, you know, he's got his kids out. They're playing well for him. They're playing well for Sylacauga High School. They have the luxury that B.B. Comer doesn't have.
So after the 15-yard personal foul penalty assessed against the Tigers, the ball out to the 33-yard line. Inside handoff, big hole again across the 40 to the 44-yard line. And one more time on the carry is Joe Raley. He's a senior running back, and he's done a good job here in the second quarter.
Tamar King was holding on for life. And
I got a feeling the Generals not wanting to sit on that 28-0 lead.
Don't look like it.
At the 44. Here's Worthy with a pitch and a missed tackle there, but he comes back around and helps out. That's Key Hill for B.B. Comer. Hill missed him the first time or bounced off of him and then came back and made the tackle.
Made a little pivot, got to the corner and got him down. May be the last play. No, I don't think it will be. I'm like you, Jim. Horseshoe Bends, they want to run this football.
See if they throw it this time. Nope, they're going to stay on the ground. And another big hole to the 49 as the first half comes to a close, as Joe Raley will run it to near midfield as the first half comes to a close, with the Generals in command over B.B. Comer by a score of 28-0 as the first half ends. We're at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga, and Toots, basically the Generals had their way here in the first half.
In every sense of the word, Jim, with the exception of that offensive set there, they scored every time they had the football. And if you're Coach Averett, you got to be extremely pleased with what you've seen from these kids.
The Generals from New Site, Alabama, pretty smooth operation as they lead B.B. Comer by a score of 28-0. We've got the marching bands from both schools performing here tonight. We'll get right back to it. Legion Stadium here in Sylacauga. It's the Generals 28, B.B. Comer nothing. This is the WOIL TV 47 Alabama Cable Network High School Game of the Week.
Ron Johnson has been serving the people in the Coosa Valley for over 38 years. As a voice for the citizens of District 33, he has been a champion for the schools and their athletic programs. Ron Johnson proudly supports the teams competing every Friday night here in District 33. So good luck and have a great season.
You can count on Town and Country Cleaners located at 112 Fort Williams in Sylacauga and 1222 Cherokee Road in Alexander City for all of your cleaning needs. We offer daily specials for all of your laundering and dry cleaning. From laundering your favorite shirt to shoe repair and shine, it's Town and Country Cleaners in Sylacauga and Alexander City.
Tiger Band ready to showcase their talents at halftime as the Generals lead B.B. Comer by a score of 28-0. Let's take you down to the field and catch the sights and sounds of the B.B. Comer Tiger High School Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Talladega County Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Suzanne Lacey, B.B. Comer High School Principal Johnson Moore, Assistant Principal Phil Cosper, and Band Director Dan Seaborn, we proudly present the Marching Sound of Gold. The band is under the field direction of drum major Dylan Williams and color guard captain Cyrus Kidd. Drum Major Dylan Williams, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Sound of Gold!
That's the B.B. Comer Tiger Marching Sound of Gold performing at Legion Stadium here in Sylacauga. The B.B. Comer Tiger Band always does a fantastic job, and they head off the field with the Tigers trailing the Generals of Horseshoe Bend by a score of 28-0. We've got the second half coming up shortly. We'll take a timeout and be back with more from Legion Stadium right after this.
Collier Motors Paint and Body, family owned and operated, has been serving the folks of Sylacauga and South Talladega County for over 26 years. We do all types of body work and use PPG paints. We offer a lifetime warranty for our work. We also do all types of insurance work too. We at Collier Motors are proud supporters of all our schools here in South Talladega County. So come in and see Norman, Leslie, and the guys. And from our family to yours, thank you.
The Alabama ALS Walk is coming to Birmingham Saturday, October the 28th. Sign up at 10, the walk at 11. Purchase your Team Raising Cane t-shirts honoring Christy Kane, former educator at Sylacauga High School. Fundraising helps buy equipment for people diagnosed with ALS. Text your order for Raising Cane ALS t-shirts to Randy Kane 256-521-4002. Let's help Team Raising Cane help honor Christy's memory today. Thank you.
Do you need photo or video services for a special event? Shoot First Media does that. Need promotional materials for your product or instructional videos for your industry? Shoot First Media does that too. Need help editing and reproducing your own photos or videos? Or how about transferring those old home movies from tape or film? You guessed it, Shoot First Media does that. For these and many other services, call Shoot First Media today at 256-404-1587.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by today and see us. Marble City Pharmacy, where your health comes first.
Halftime at Legion Stadium, B.B. Comer trailing Horseshoe Bend by a score of 28-0. And Toots, you got a update from over in Chilton County.
Yeah, at halftime, the Sylacauga Aggies are leading the Chilton County Tigers by a score of 21-14, and that is at halftime.
And that is a regular season game there. Mm-hmm. They've starting tonight with Chilton County that has given them trouble in Clanton for a number of years. They played over there, but B.B. Comer trailing here tonight 28-0 at halftime. And we talked about the first half, Toots, and B.B. Comer hurt themselves, especially in the first quarter, just not handling the football well.
On the first two offensive sets, Jim, they turned the ball over one time somewhere around the 7-8 yard line, the next time around the 4 yard line, and you know, I'm not real smart, but you just can't give a good football team or a bad football team that kind of field position and expect to have everything go your way.
Horseshoe being a smaller community, but they brought a nice crowd over here
Yes,
tonight.
they did. They traveled well. Again, as we touched on, what is called a zero football game, a preseason football game, a jamboree game. We'll use your preference of whatever you want to call it, but everything gets started in earnest next week for both of these schools.
B.B. Comer trailing 28-0 at halftime. It all got started with a 4-yard run from Meadows after a fumble by Justin Holmes on the initial snap of the game. So 7-0 Generals with the lead. And then at the 9:24 mark, a 15-yard, a touchdown throw from the quarterback.
Worthy.
Yeah. And he got number 5. That was a Hurd for the touchdown. And then with 5:56 to go, it was actually a 19-yard run by Meadows. And then 9:20 to go in the second quarter, a 65-yard touchdown throw from Worthy to Meadows. So the Generals have had a nice first half, and B.B. Comer just trying to get grounded a little bit. as they trail 28-0.
Well, again, Jim, if you get a break, that's one thing. If you take advantage of your break, that's another thing. And certainly the Horseshoe Bend Generals have certainly taken care of the football, and they've taken advantage of all the miscues that B.B. Comer has presented to them.
Well, Holmes was replaced by Jason McMillan early in the second quarter, and actually McMillan performed pretty well.
He did do a good job. I thought, again, that Jason had he ran the ball well, but I tell you, I'm impressed with the big number 20, Weed.
Yeah.
KJ Weed. He ran the ball with a lot of authority, and I think B.B. Comer, when they come back out in this third quarter, Jim, you're going to see a lot of we're going to get down and we're going to run the football and we're going to get our offensive set working like we know it can work.
Well, you've got one quarter basically to do that because they're going to play a lot of younger kids in the fourth quarter. And so this third quarter, very pivotal for B.B. Comer as they try to settle themselves after, really a rough first quarter for sure.
It was horrendous first half for B.B. Comer, and I know that Coach Mike Battles is not pleased with anything that has transpired here for B.B. Comer in the first half. Again, I think he might be pleased a little bit with the way Weed ran the football and also the way McMillan handled the offensive set for B.B. Comer. But, as I look down, I see a couple of kids not warming up. They're limping, and B.B. Comer can ill afford to have this go on.
Well, we're almost ready to start the second half. B.B. Comer in the second quarter did move the ball to the 15-yard line of the Generals, but sputtered there and went backwards and got no points out of it.
Well, Jim, when you get a break, you move the football, and you don't take advantage of it, somewhere along the offensive line, somebody is not doing what they're supposed to do, and that's called blocking. And I don't care who the coach is, who the players are. This game called football is blocking and tackling. And
well,
if you don't get that done, you're not going to have a good football team.
Well, if you're Coach Averett, you got to feel pretty good about the Generals.
Oh, yes. They have done well with their blocking. And, again, as you touched on, B.B. Comer moved the ball a little bit late in the second quarter. But when they got down to what they call the red zone or inside the red zone, the Horseshoe Generals sort of shut the door on them.
You wonder if B.B. Comer is going to come back with Justin Holmes in the third quarter after a rocky start early in the game.
Well, I see him warming up, taking some snaps on the sideline down there. And I'm like you. Again, I thought that Jason McMillan did a pretty good job of handling the offense. But I think Holmes is going to be their man, Jim. He's going to be their starter. And I think that Coach Mike Battles has just took him out of the football game to maybe get him to settle down and look and see what's going on out there. And certainly you think Justin might have done a good job of observing what was going on, what he was doing wrong, and maybe it'll give the offense a little spark.
Well, Holmes ran the ball a number of times in the first quarter and may have got a little winded, but he didn't take care of the football very well a couple of times, and so they went with the change with McMillan, and that's got to be encouraging for B.B. Comer, knowing McMillan can move the team.
Yep. B.B. Comer has not had that luxury over the last several years of if one goes down, you got another that can move the football team, and certainly McMillan showed that again tonight. If something happens to Justin Holmes, which we hope it doesn't by any means, McMillan is quite capable of running this offensive set for B.B. Comer.
Well, one thing is to be certain B.B. Comer is going to have to stop the Generals because they get the football here in the third quarter.
Well, they deferred it to start the football game, so they will receive the kickoff to start the third quarter, and they're going to go from our right to our left as you view it on WOIL TV and the Alabama Cable Network.
This is the first live television broadcast for football that we have done, and we're kind of working through the kinks as well, get the first game jitters out of the way, so to speak. But I hope you'll stay with us every week. We will air at 6:30 on Friday night for the game of the week from TV 47 and the Alabama Cable Network. And don't forget, tonight at 10:30 is Pigskin Roundup with our friends from TV 24. We'll be highlighting all the first week games from across the state of Alabama and have all the scores for you. So you can get all of that at 10:30 here on WOIL and the Alabama Cable Network. B.B. Comer kicking off. It's a short kick and a little squibber, and is caught at the 35-yard line, and running with it is Russell, and Russell is Russell down.
They were trying to kick it to an open spot, Jim, hoping that one of the players could get down and cover the football. It didn't work out quite as well as they had it planned, but they covered it pretty well.
I'm quite sure you're going to see the Generals try to get another touchdown on the board with their starters, and then may go with some of the backups as Cade Worthy comes out on the field, and he had an excellent first half.
Well, I don't think you could ask much more for what Worthy did. He threw the ball well, he ran the offense well, and he put 28 points on the board in the first half.
Worthy will have his club up at the 41-yard line, leading 28-0. And he's going to hand it off, and good second quarter for Joe Raley, and he continues to run the ball well over the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Jim, I saw the right guard pull and sort of kick out here on the defensive, right defensive side of B.B. Comer's end. Raley cut it up inside and got some good positive yards.
The Generals got some depth in the backfield with their running backs. Raley has played well in relief. He's got it again off right end, breaks one tackle, goes across the 45 to the 48. He'll have the first down.
Two plays, nets a first down, and the ball is up around the 47, 48-yard line of the Horseshoe Bend Generals.
Zach Murphy makes a tackle for B.B. Comer. The Generals just liked, I'm sure, just to tweak that offense and get it running very fluid. And they're going to look to throw it now and come across the middle, and it's caught. It was bobbled to begin with, and then caught at the 30, or make it the 43-yard line in B.B. Comer territory.
And that's number 2, McMillan, in on the stop for B.B. Comer. Playing defensive halfback now. And he's limping a little bit.
Number 7 with the reception. We don't have a number for him or name for him. Again on the run, and a nice run again by Joe Raley to the 40-yard line.
It's going to be another first down.
When they set themselves to run the football, B.B. Comer's not been able to stop them.
No, they have not. Again, that starts, Jim, it's what's up front that counts. And from the outset to this point, the offensive line of the Horseshoe Bend Generals have really dominated the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback Cade Worthy has gone all the way for the Generals tonight. Down from East Alabama, the Generals just east of Alexander City.
It's going to be a procedure call, I think, against the Horseshoe Bend Generals.
Back it up 5 yards. The Generals in a community that really loves their sports, loves their school, and you can see by the crowd they brought with them tonight that they're pretty happy about this team.
Well, they got to be pleased with the way things have transpired here in the first half and almost 4 minutes into the third quarter.
Here's Worthy taking the snap, rolling the throw, being pressured, now fires down the field.
Boy, he took a shot from.
He did.
From Tamar King.
Incomplete.
Good clean shot, but a lot of pressure. And he's sort of grimacing a little bit.
I guess so.
That is Worthy, the quarterback for the Generals.
Get popped like that, it'll get your attention.
He really took a shot.
Worthy keeps it himself and is tackled in the backfield. Good job defensively by the Tigers in.
Number 66.
Yep. If you got his name, go for it.
I don't have it. Unless it's on this JV roster.
There it is. Quan Brownfield. Number 66.
Yep. He's a junior varsity.
So Coach Battle's playing the young ones early here in the third quarter.
You know, I talked to him, and that could be procedure too.
Where they're throwing it out in the flat. It's caught and pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. On the reception is Grant Taylor.
He's had a good ball game.
And the stop for B.B. Comer by Tamar King. 6:25, the clock running, and you get a feeling that they're going to try to run this clock pretty quickly.
Well, it's fourth down, and I don't see no signs of a punter. So, looks like they're going to have a go at it. And, Jim, when they do this, they say we got a lot of confidence, and that's going to give them about 5 yards.
It's going to be fourth and 5, fourth and 6 now as B.B. Comer jumps offside.
That's just saying that Coach Avery's got a lot of confidence in his defense if they don't make it.
And it's also saying, let's keep this clock moving and get home.
Get some of these young kids in the football game.
28-0, Generals with the lead. Fourth down and about 6. And running room and a first down and more inside the 20-yard line. And once again, that is Joe Rayleigh.
This kid's played pretty well.
It's a first down for the Generals. Fourth down and 6, and they get the first down. We've got a heat timeout right here. We'll take one as well. The Generals lead the Tigers 28-0.
Some things change and some things don't. From the beginning, Wright Tire and Service has been all about quality products and first-class service. From great tires at a super price to the expert car service that you want for your family. Oil changes, front-end alignment, brake work, and much more. You can count on our experienced professionals to give you quality work at a fair price. Tires and a whole lot more at Wright Tire and Service on West Fort Williams next to Robo Motors.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Silicaga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
B.B. Comer had the Generals fourth down and 6, and Rayleigh runs for another first down, and it gives the Generals a first down at the Tiger 20-yard line.
Jim, you know, they've scored 5 of the 6 times they've had the football.
And that's Rayleigh again headed to the end zone and finally tackled at the 7-yard line. We've got a new quarterback in. That's Levante Robinson at quarterback now.
Well, again, I think that Coach Avery's starting to play some of his younger kids.
Block in the back are holding against the Generals, so that'll negate that long run.
That'll open up them holes in a hurry when you grab him and hold him. It don't. You can get one opened up pretty quick.
That moves it all the way back to the 24-yard line. You know, the ruling has been tweaked. The rules have been tweaked a little bit to where if a game is kind of out of hand a little bit, the rule is that with both coaches in agreement, you can keep that clock running pretty much.
Yep.
That's the quarterback Robinson on the carry, and he's pushed down at the 20-yard line. Holmes on the stop for the Tigers. And he's helped out by Key Hill.
This says that Robinson is a wide receiver, but I guess he sort of subs as the backup quarterback for the Generals.
Well, he's a long drink of water, that's for sure.
Yes, he is.
Obviously, they've got some athletes there. Here's Robinson Robinson hands a big hole off the right side. My goodness. And that's near the end zone, and they mark it just short inside the 1 yard line. And again, Joe Rayleigh, but boy, that was a hole on that right side that you could run through, Toots.
I'm telling you, they really opened it up.
First down and goal inside the 1. And that offensive line, they got a lot of younger guys in there now, but
there's no fall off, are they?
First and goal at the 1. And this time they fumble the football, and let's see if B.B. Comer can get on it.
So a beanbag come in, did I not?
They fumbled a snap, and looks like B.B. Comer may have this one. Nope. Getting in there, getting it as a quarterback, and he said, hey,
yes, they
I
did.
got to have that football. That's Robinson. And now they give it to B.B. Comer, so even though Robinson came out with it, they give it to the Tigers.
Jim, I see a lot of clean jerseys coming in for B.B. Comer.
Yep. And they do bring Justin Holmes back in at quarterback. So that's the first turnover of the night for the Generals.
Yep.
At the 2 yard line, Raphael Johnson's going to remain in there as a running back. Holmes will take the snap in the end zone. He gives to Johnson, and Johnson breaks a tackle. He's across the 5 to the 10 yard line. And he'll be close to the first down. Hard running by Johnson.
Yes, sir. That's the one way to get it off your goal line, Jim, is just get you a good block on the initial contact at the line of scrimmage and just a little gap, and your running back dart in the hole and pick up some good yardage.
Under 2 minutes to go and working late in the third quarter. The Generals 28, B.B. Comer nothing. Tigers just left to put some first downs together here.
Yes.
Holmes started at quarterback. He was relieved by McMillan in the second quarter, and he's come back here to start in the third quarter. He keeps it himself. We saw him do that in the first half, and he's got some running room and still moving across the 25 to the 26 yard line. Hard running by quarterback Justin Holmes.
Pretty good job, Jim. And again, the right side of the offense, they got it done this time.
So they move the ball out from the shadows of the goal line out to the 26 with a minute to go in the third quarter.
I think Justin maybe settled down now and getting into the flow of the game. I'm sure at the start of the game he had the jitters. I don't care how long you've been playing. If you don't get butterflies and jitters when you start an athletic event like this, something's wrong with you.
Johnson, left side. Johnson running room across the 35 yard line. I've been impressed with Johnson running the football. He is running against some of the players in relief, at least some of them.
Some of them are.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get this play off before the quarter comes to a close. I don't know if they're going to try to do it or not. They do get the snap with 2 seconds to go, and quarterback on the left end, that is Holmes, and Holmes a running room across the 50-yard line. And he's finally pushed out of bounds at the 46 as the third quarter comes to a close. So a nice run by Justin Holmes to end the third quarter for B.B. Comer, trailing 28-0. We got the fourth quarter right after this.
The Allen Companies of Sylacauga, with 3 locations to serve you: Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. For all your convenience store needs, ice, drinks, snacks, and of course, some of the lowest priced gasoline at the pumps. It's the Allen Companies of Sylacauga. Highway 511, Highway 280, and Main Avenue. It's the Allen Company convenience stores.
At Fort Williams Pharmacy, you won't find motor oil, garden hoses, or mountain climbing gear. No, they don't have that. What they do have is a professional, friendly staff that understands your needs. Filling prescriptions is their primary business, and they take it seriously. They also have a drive-through window for your convenience and free local delivery. Most of all, Fort Williams Pharmacy knows your time is valuable, so when it's time to fill your prescriptions, you need it done fast, friendly, and accurately. Fort Williams Pharmacy, our family caring for your family. We talked about in the pregame about the fourth quarter when coaches are actually going to come out on the field possibly and work with the players in this fourth quarter, and I think B.B. Comer probably needs that.
Yes, they do, Jim. And, of course, this is the JV or junior varsity. And, again, talking to Coach Battles, he said he thinks some of these kids in 2 or 3 years are going to be something to behold.
B.B. Comer's got Raphael Johnson running the offense this time.
He's just a freshman.
Johnson will take the snap, and he's going to give it all. We're going to pick up some of these numbers as quick as we can, and man, he was drilled, the ball carrier.
It's 38.
Yeah, and I'm looking for his number, which
Reggie Seals.
Yeah, and he was hammered, but he made a nice run to the 40-yard line. Now the penalty flag is down. That's going to come back. So even when it looks good, something seems to derail it for the Tigers.
Well, they are talking. But he faces B.B. Comer, and that means he's going to walk it off against the Tigers.
And that's going to be a 10-yard penalty, looks like. Mark it back at the 22. So the ball carrier was injured on the play. He has to come out of the game. So Reggie Seals, 1 carry, and he may be through for the night. Raphael Johnson at quarterback. Johnson takes a snap. Ball is bobbled, and then not much room to operate there.
I'm going to tell you, that's a mighty young kid, that number 33. Very small kid.
Yeah, Devontae Carmichael, the ball carrier for B.B. Comer, and he bobbled as the handoff got to him.
I'm going to tell you, Jim, this is good for these kids. They're going to get some exposure, going to get some television exposure. They got to be very, very pleased.
28-0. Harris up over the football for B.B. Comer.
And you can look at this defense for the Generals. They just daring B.B. Comer to throw it.
Johnson keeps it on the run, slips 1-2 tackles and still moving. And he comes across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
And again, this is a freshman.
And you don't normally see freshmen playing at the varsity level.
No. See, the defensive coaches, I think it's David Caldwell I see out there.
The Tigers trailing 28-0, all 28 points scored in the first half. B.B. Comer next week, they will play Weaver on the road. Whistles blow. Now then delay a game against B.B. Comer. That's pretty bad. We got to delay a game. The coaches out there.
Yeah, it is. But again, he's trying to just preach to these kids and tell them what they need to do. And they're just as nervous as the cat on a hot tin roof.
Here is Johnson to take the snap. He's going to roll right. Look, throw it out in the flat. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Welch.
Probably a good thing, Jim. That would have lost yardage had it been completed.
Yeah. DeLeon Welch, the young receiver. 9:35, the clock stopped with the incomplete pass, 28-0. Hey, don't forget the B.B. Comer Alumni Association is starting their membership drive September the 1st. That'll be September through November 1st. $25 per person, $40 per couple. And then the October 6th homecoming game. They are encouraging all alumni to meet at the school at 2 o'clock for the pep rally, and the tailgating starts at 4:30 at the stadium at B.B. Comer Fieldhouse. Inviting all the former band members and majorettes and color guard and flag carriers, and the alumni band is going to perform at halftime. All former cheerleaders are asked to come out and be a part of it. And the former players, too, will be recognized at halftime. So you can be a part of that. And coming up later in the fall, they'll have the Marble City Halloween Bash. That's going to be on Saturday, October 28th over at Sylacauga Country Club. Mike Shell, formerly of Sylacauga, and he's been doing band music forever. His band will be featured at the Country Club, $25 per person. All the proceeds will go to the Scholarship Fund. And so some exciting things for the B.B. Comer Alumni Association, and it's good to see that as they grow older in life, they still support their home school.
That's going to be a personal foul against B.B. Comer, a face mask.
We'll be back here next week at Legion Stadium for Sylacauga and Anniston. Be Sylacauga's home opener next week. Clock continuing to run as we move inside 9 minutes, and the ball carrier inside the 45-yard line for the Generals. And we've got many new players in. That's Chad Stinson on the carry.
And Chad is a senior, according to what I have. Probably his first time to ever play football.
Maybe. Here's a quarterback rolling, gets away from pressure now, throws on the run, and it is caught and then dropped at the 30-yard line.
I thought it was going to be intercepted.
Pass intended for Levante Robinson. Well, that's 13, but that's a different Levante Robinson.
Zach Murphy, I thought had a shot at it.
So 8:32 to go, 28-0. Horseshoe Bend over B.B. Comer. 5A action next week, Sylacauga and Anniston. This is Stinson on the carry.
That blade of grass got him.
It'll trip you up every time at the 40-yard line. B.B. Comer and Horseshoe Bend playing a lot of young kids here in the fourth.
Well, this was predetermined, Jim. You know, we're going to play the young kids in the fourth quarter, and I think this is good for both schools and all the kids that are participating.
Well, Chad Stinson looked like he could play with a team anytime. He slipped a couple of tackles and runs it all the way to the 25-yard line.
He's not very big.
B.B. Comer hurt themselves early in the football game and have not been able to recover. Clock running under 8 minutes now. Inside the 20 to the 19-yard line goes the ball carrier for Horseshoe Bend. So your B.B. Comer, you're handled pretty easily tonight by your opponent. How do you get going for next week?
Well, Jim, it's back to the drawing board come Monday, and this is a non-game that would count for any standings. You go back and you get in earnest because B.B. Comer's got a lot of work they need to do.
Aiden Lindsay put the bonnet on the quarterback as he released the football. Pass falls incomplete.
B.B. Comer has passed some pretty good licks, Jim. I've been impressed with they're not quitting, but that is just a typical Mike Battles football team.
I was about to say, you won't quit and stay on the team long with Battles. Low snap. And the ball carrier tackled at the 22-yard line. Raphael Johnson helping out on the stop. B.B. Comer next week will host Weaver. And I remember a couple of years ago, maybe in last year, we did Weaver in a 0 game, and they were grown men playing in that game.
Yes, they was. Them boys up there eat a lot of cornbread.
All right, got a timeout here with 6:29 to go with Horseshoe Bend in command of this one, 28-0. Back after the break. Curtis & Son Funeral Home has been around since 1975, and we are committed to being there for the people of this area. At Curtis & Son, we understand that funerals can be a financial burden. We never want price to determine what funeral home you choose. We will gladly match any other funeral home's prices, including casket stores and cemeteries. We do this in honor of the hundreds of families we have served in the past. It is only fair that we do a little extra to make sure you know we will be there when you need us most. Back at Legion Stadium, and this field has been totally remodeled in the last year. I remember being here last year, and they were still tweaking, and they did a lot of that, or done a lot of that since then. And the visitors' press box just completed a couple of weeks ago, and boy, it really looks good here tonight.
Yes, it does, Jim. Just a beautiful, beautiful facility that both B.B. Comer and Sylacauga enjoy playing football in.
That pass is caught, and in between two B.B. Comer Tiger defenders. And I thought for a minute that Raphael Johnson was going to intercept the pass. It got through his hands, and the receiver caught it inside the 1-yard line. I saw this week where I think it's in Katy, Texas, they had built a multi-million-dollar stadium that 7 or 8 schools are going to play on this year. So becoming more and more common for more than one team to play on a field.
Well, you know, speaking of new stadiums, the Childersburg Tigers, whom we'll do somewhere along the way, they got a brand new facility over at their place, and that's good. That you know, Dr. Suzanne Lacey, over the Talladega County, they've upgraded a lot of these facilities for athletic events. And you know, the baseball park has been leveled, and they're going to redo it. The softball park over at Pinecrest, they're going to redo it. New press box, new stands. So a lot of interest has been applied to the sports here in this city.
Chad Stinson with a 1-yard touchdown run, make it 34-0 with the extra point to follow, offside against B.B. Comer. Yeah, John Cox Stadium in Childersburg stood for a whole lot of years. Yes. And they built that new stadium there. Basically a new stadium here. Going for the 2-point conversion. And that is Stinson, didn't quite make it. Johnson had him in his grasp. The 2-point conversion is no good. With exactly 6 minutes remaining in the football game, it is Horseshoe Bend 34 and B.B. Comer nothing. We'll take a 60-second timeout and come back right after this.
Ron Johnson has been serving the people in the Coosa Valley for over 38 years. As a voice for the citizens of District 33, he has been a champion for the schools and their athletic programs. Ron Johnson proudly supports the teams competing every Friday night here in District 33. So good luck and have a great season.
You can count on Town and Country Cleaners located at 112 Fort Williams in Sylacauga and 1222 Cherokee Road in Alexander City for all of your cleaning needs. We offer daily specials for all of your laundering and dry cleaning. From laundering your favorite shirt to shoe repair and shine, it's Town & Country Cleaners in Sylacauga and Alexander City.
When we come back with a 34-0 lead for Horseshoe Bend, Jimmy Holmes will be headed down to the sidelines and grab a minute with Coach Mike Battles after the game, hopefully. Get his thoughts on tonight's game.
Well, he can't. I'm sure Jimmy's not going to be pleased. I think he may be more pleased with this junior varsity, with some of the energy they have shown. But again, B.B. Comer's got a lot of work they got to do to get ready for a grinding football season down the road. And you know what, Jim, I looked at their schedule, and they play, 4 or 5 teams that's ranked in the top 10 or 15 across the state.
B.B. Comer has a football. Johnson, the quarterback. And Johnson with the handoff. That's Devontae Carmichael. He goes across the 40. And you got to think that even in a setting like this, these young kids get to play. It's got to help them somewhere down the line.
Oh, Jim, it will. It's nothing. Anytime you can get game experience, practice is good. You learn a lot from practice. But when you look across there and you don't know the guy you're fixing to hit, it means a lot more to you.
2nd down and 5. Johnson going to keep it himself off left end. And he skips one tackle. And he's still running to the 40-yard line. That's probably the best run of the night for B.B. Comer.
No doubt.
So it'll be at the 40-yard line, a 1st down. Under 5 minutes remaining in the game, 34-0 Horseshoe Bend. B.B. Comer just wanting to get something on the board. Johnson rolling out and pulls it down himself. And he slips one tackle to the 28-yard line. Another nice run by Johnson.
The good thing, Jim, about this kid is only a freshman, so he's got, 3 more good years to play football over at B.B. Comer. He got good size.
Nice-looking athlete.
Yes, he is.
And some of that stuff you don't teach with him slipping tackles like that.
No, you do not. I don't know if he's winded or just maybe banged up a little bit, but
well, he's carried it the last couple of times.
Yes, he has.
Four minutes to go and a little change in the game. And penalty flags are down. If that's delay a game or not. Yep. That's 2 of those against B.B. Comer this quarter. Appreciate you hanging in here with us on a Friday night. We'll be back here at Legion Stadium next week for Sylacauga and Anniston, which has been a tough battle for both those teams in the last few years. Devontae Carmichael on the carry. We talked about Sylacauga a little bit. They had a senior-laden club last year and bringing a lot of younger people back, but they got some veterans too. And Coach Matt Griffith starting his 13th year over at Sylacauga High School. So we look forward to seeing them next Friday night. Raphael Johnson's played most of the way here in the fourth quarter. Steps back to throw, throws it down the field, a wobbly pass, and it is caught inside the 10 to about the 7. And hanging on to it is Jacob Price. Jacob said, throw that football to me, I got it. So B.B. Comer can't live with prosperity. They got a penalty called against him. Had a legal man downfield, so it was a nice catch, though. 3:04 to go in the football game. B.B. Comer trailing 34-0, trying to get some points on the board here in the football game late. They mark the penalty back to the 33-yard line. B.B. Comer's got one player with a red helmet on. Not hard to spot him. DeLeon Welch on the carry for the Tigers down the sideline. He steps out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Don't forget our post-game show. We hope to grab Coach Mike Battle and get his thoughts on tonight's zero-game matchup against Horseshoe Bend. And been some disappointment, but a couple of good plays as well for B.B. Comer. We're under 3 minutes to go in the game. Here's Johnson going to keep it himself off left end. Johnson breaks one tackle. He slips inside the 10 to the 5. Johnson for the touchdown. Johnson from 28 yards out. Nice run by Johnson, the quarterback. So Raphael Johnson, the freshman, finally gets the Tigers on the board with the first touchdown of the year. 34-6. And if B.B. Comer does what they normally do, they'll go for 2. 2:35 to go in the game. And Johnson will take the snap. 34-6. B.B. Comer gets on the board very late, and a penalty flag is down. And that is offside against the Generals. So that'll move it half the distance to about the 2.5-yard line, maybe the 1-yard line now. B.B. Comer playing some guys tonight here in the fourth quarter that will help them somewhere down the line. Looks like Raphael Johnson can help them sooner than later. He's been the highlight for the Tigers. And I don't know if we've got another penalty flag. Offside against the Generals again. You back-to-back penalties. And so they'll move it closer to the goal line. And this time it's inside the 1. Don't see that very often, back-to-back offsides. But the Generals got a lot of young players playing as well on that defensive front. So let's see if the Tigers can punch in the 2-point conversion here. Raphael Johnson will take the snap. And he gives it away, and the 2-point conversion is good. And that is Devontae Carmichael with a 2-point conversion. It's 34-8. So with 2:35 to go, B.B. Comer finally gets on the board. We'll be back with more from Legion Stadium right after this.
Collier Motors Paint and Body, family owned and operated, has been serving the folks of Sylacauga and South Talladega County for over 26 years. We do all types of body work and use PPG paints. We offer a lifetime warranty for our work. We also do all types of insurance work too. We at Collier Motors are proud supporters of all our schools here in South Talladega County. So come in and see Norman, Leslie, and the guys. And from our family to yours, thank you.
Legion Stadium in Sylacauga, the site of B.B. Comer and Horseshoe Bend. 2:35 to go in the football game. This is a 0 game, which does not count in the standings. And you see coaches more active here in the fourth quarter, coming out on the field and doing some on-field coaching. But the first 3 quarters was played by standard rules, and Horseshoe Bend led 34-0 before B.B. Comer scored late to make it 34-8. B.B. Comer on the road to Weaver next week. The Tigers, their schedule includes Weaver on the road. The following week it'll be Pike County here, and they've got a good football team. Montgomery Academy and Montevallo Academy, Talladega County Central, south side of Selma, Central Acusa County. There's not a whole lot of teams on this schedule that there's any history to. You know, they played them a couple of years, but they round out the season against Fayetteville at home in early November. B.B. Comer called for offsides. But tonight, you get a kind of a taste of high school action with B.B. Comer and Horseshoe Bend. 5-yard mark-off against the Tigers to the 40-yard line. We've got lots of football coverage for you on WOIL with our college coaches shows. A quarterback fumbles a snap, and B.B. Comer can't get him down, and he's running one guy to get him. He runs all the way to the 33-yard line. A penalty flag is down. That may be a face mask. But the quarterback got away from a potential tackler after a bad snap, and it may be a face mask against B.B. Comer on that long run. And they call a face mask on the quarterback as he was trying to fend off a B.B. Comer tackler. And so you'll take 15 yards off of that run. Yeah, one of the officials a little confused a little bit. He thought it was against B.B. Comer, but it's against Horseshoe Bend. So they'll mark it at the 37-yard line. 2:15 to go in the football game. B.B. Comer jumps offside. That's Hagan DeLee, the left tackle, that jumped a little early. 2:06 to go in the football game. We'll be live next week here from Legion Stadium for Sylacauga and Anniston. We'll also, the following week, be in Childersburg for Childersburg's home opener as the Tigers christen their brand new stadium. And then back here to Legion Stadium the following week as Sylacauga hosts Beauregard. Tackle from behind. Nice job defensively by Jason Swain, number 32. Under 2 minutes to go in the football game. B.B. Comer will go back to practice on Monday and begin preparation for Weaver, which will be a tough road trip for the Tigers. Weaver had a strong team last year, and see how B.B. Comer can recoup from this one tonight. Clock continues to run as coaches from Horseshoe Bend trying to get their players together a little bit and fumble on the play. And still loose on the ground, and let's see who's got it. B.B. Comer digging for it, and I think the Tigers come up with it. And that's number 27 for B.B. Comer, and that's Chris Price with the fumble recovery. The Tigers take over at the 49-yard line with 68 seconds to go in the game. Horseshoe Bend from East Alabama in New Site. It's in Tallapoosa County. I think it's still in Tallapoosa County, maybe Randolph County. Coach Josh Averett in his first year at the helm. Coach Mike Battle, you know, he coached at Dadeville, which is down in that area too, for a number of years. I think he won a state championship there. Johnson hands to the running back, and boy, he is horse-collared down. It's Devontae Carmichael on the carry. So you got a lot of work to do for B.B. Comer, and hopefully they will get in the film room and check out the mistakes. A lot of those mistakes were self-induced, especially early in the football game. But Horseshoe Bend's a pretty good football team. Here's the Tigers with another play or two. Raphael Johnson to take the snap. Raphael rolling right, throws out in the flat, incomplete. Threw it a little behind the intended receiver, who we don't have a number for. So it will bring up a 3rd down and about 10. This might be the final play of the game. B.B. Comer Tigers and Horseshoe Bend Generals, opening night of high school football. Here is Johnson on the carry. Johnson's been the spark plug for B.B. Comer, and he's tackled at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for the Tigers with a little less than 14 seconds remaining. We get a timeout in here, and I don't know why they're taking one now, but they are. We'll get a quick 30 in as well, back with the closing moments of B.B. Comer and Horseshoe Bend right after this. The Alabama ALS Walk is coming to Birmingham Saturday, October the 28th. Sign up at 10, the walk at 11. Purchase your Team Raising Cane t-shirts honoring Christy Cane, former educator at Sylacauga High School. Fundraising helps buy equipment for people diagnosed with ALS. Text your order for Raising Cane ALS t-shirts to Randy Kane 256-521-4002. Let's help Team Raising Cane. Help honor Christy's memory today. Thank you. Raphael Johnson, the freshman quarterback for B.B. Comer, continues to improve, and he really has been the guy for B.B. Comer tonight that has been kind of a spark for the Tigers. And he made that nice run to the 38-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for the Tigers, and probably the final play of the game coming up here. Johnson, the freshman, will take the snap. You know, sometimes you just think you'd let things go, but they didn't. Horseshoe Bend jumps offside. So it'll mark off 5 yards inside the 35 to the 33. The offensive coordinator for B.B. Comer has been on the field here in the 4th quarter trying to coach the Tigers up. Raphael Johnson's done well. He'll take the final snap. Johnson rolling, throwing down the field, and it is batted away and intercepted, looks like. Oh, that was a great interception. Let's see. I don't know what that play was. I don't know if it was a reception or interception. The official showing that it was caught, but I think it was intercepted. And that was Chad Stinson with the interception. I would have sworn there was less than a minute to go in the game, and they got 2:21 on the clock. I guess they just want to keep playing. Oh, well. Penalty flags are down. (34-8), Horseshoe Bend over B.B. Comer. We don't have the privilege of up here knowing what the teams are doing as far as mandating clock operation, but it went from 8.2 seconds to 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Almost a safety, but nice job by Chad Stinson to get out of the end zone to prevent a safety. Spotted at about the 3-yard line. The clock showing under 2 minutes to go, but showed under 8 seconds a few minutes ago, too. Horseshoe Bend with a commanding 34-8 lead over B.B. Comer. B.B. Comer fumbled the opening snap, and it went downhill from there in a hurry. Fumble in the end zone, and that may be a safety. It is a safety indeed, so it's 34-10 now. And with Horseshoe Bend playing a lot of younger players too. That's Chad Stinson, who fumbled the football in the end zone. And it's 34-10 now as a safety gives the Tigers 2 more points. With 1:22 to go in the football game, we'll take a quick 30 and come back with a final wrap on this one right after this.
Do you need photo or video services for a special event? Shoot First Media does that. Need promotional materials for your product or instructional videos for your industry? Shoot First Media does that too. Need help editing and reproducing your own photos or videos? Or how about transferring those old home movies from tape or film? You guessed it, Shoot First Media does that. For these and many other services, call Shoot First Media today at 256-404-1587.
Well, while we're away, the game ended. And who knows how the clock went, but 34-8 win over B.B. Comer. And Horseshoe Bend got out early and led 28-0 at halftime. And B.B. Comer finally got some points on the board in the fourth quarter and lose this one 34-10. B.B. Comer will go back to work next week and get ready for Weaver. Coach Mike Battle talking with some of the coaches from Horseshoe Bend. That is Coach Averett. Kind of a weird way to football game to end with the clock operating as it was. But hopefully we'll learn more about it with Coach Battle as he meets with his players at midfield. And let's do this, guys. Let's take another quick 30-second break, and we'll come back, and hopefully we'll have Coach Battle with Toots Holmes right after this.
We got to be aggressive. We're not aggressive. We let people come down here and knock us around. We don't hit back. Until we start doing that, then, you know, it's going to be the same. We've got 10 more ball games, and all of them this tougher. So that's the whole. Either we got to get out there and get at them, or they're going to come take advantage of us.